Are you searching for direction in life? Have you given all of yourself to everyone else and have very little for yourself? Have you put you on the back burner while taking care of the responsibilities of everything and everybody else while neglecting yourself? Life coach and mentor Mischell Gee has told us the wait is over. In this new movement called the Green Room, she's assembled friends of every walk of life that will share with us transformative principles that will change our life trajectory. Come join us for the Green Room experience. Your life will never be the same.
Good evening, and welcome to the Green Room.
Yes.
I am so excited tonight. We've got a lineup out of this world. You know, I've been celebrating my birthday. You know, as women, we celebrate the whole month. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to be saying it for the next 4 weeks. I'm celebrating my birthday, so I am celebrating my birthday. And I decided this year that we do something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's our mother-daughter combo. So we started a series last week with mother-daughter duos, and I've got another mother-daughter duo tonight that I'm so very excited about, and I can't wait to unpack their story for you. Here in the Green Room, we declare that the wait is over. As women, we've been waiting for a very long time behind people that a lot of times are less qualified than us, less passionate than us, less available than us. They've just made us wait because we're women, and we just decided that we're done waiting. The wait is over, and the time is now. So I'm going to ask you what I ask all of my guests that come to the show, and it's about a wait story. And it can be a wait, W-E-I-G-H-T, or a W-A-I-T. I'm going to give a wait story tonight in honor of mother-daughter time. And so let's talk about waiting. As a mother, I waited. I was in labor, or I thought I was in labor, for a month. But I wasn't really in labor. I was just waiting. And it was so exciting because every time I thought it was ready, I would go to the doctor, I'd go to the hospital, and they'd say, nope, you got to go back home. The baby's not coming. And I thought to myself, are they just telling me this because they want me to wait, or is the baby really not ready to come? So I did all kinds of old-fashioned remedies, castor oil. At that time, Regency Mall was open. We walked the mall, waiting. And what I found is that once I took the focus off waiting and enjoyed being a mother and enjoyed carrying my baby and being in the last stretch, that the wait was over and it was time for her to come. And so that's my wait story tonight, not on mother and daughter. I'm going to ask you all, let's hear a wait story.
Okay, for me, I have a few wait stories, but I'm going to talk about how I waited to get my master's. I waited, at 19, I had my son, and at 25, I had my baby girl. So it was not until then that the Lord showed me, or I had to wait on God to say, you need to go back. You need to show these kids a better way. Because at that point in time, I was just from pillar to post. You know, I had a husband at that time, my first husband. Had a husband. We were kind of from pillar to post, but I had to wait on God to say, you're going to have to show these kids a better way. And so after I had my baby, I went back, got my master's, and then God showed me that, you know, I already had a passion for kids. I need you in school. I need you in the school system. So I had to kind of wait on God to kind of guide my career and my direction for life.
Oh, that's good. Waiting on God to guide your career. Definitely when you're dealing with young people, that's the thing. And so I didn't tell you who our guest was tonight. And if you haven't guessed, it's none other than the super principal, Miss Tracy Battest, and her daughter, Dyamond Felton, who has followed Mom's footsteps and is also in education. She's an assistant principal, and Tracy Battest is a master principal and mentor to many. And so that's a phenomenal wait story. Your turn, Dyamond. Tell us about waiting.
Well, I would say what I had to wait on, I had to wait to find my passion. I wasn't one of those students or kids who always knew what I wanted or what I wanted to be. Honestly, I didn't think I wanted to be anything. And just going through different phases, I just happen to be one of those people who are kind of great at everything, you know, not to toot my own horn, but I happen to be pretty good at a lot of things. So it was hard for me to settle in and tone down to just declare a major. I went the pharmacy route. That didn't work. I went through occupational therapy. I shadowed. I have a horror story about that, but we'll save that for another day. And just going through all of the motions, I ended up as a school counselor because my minor happened to be education. And while I was at FAMU on the Hill, I wasn't ready to graduate, so I picked up a minor. I was finished with all of my credits, and I was like, I'm not ready to go home. What am I going to do there? I don't know. So I decided to stay and pick up a minor. In that, I shadowed. I'm at FAMU DRS. I'm building relationships. They love me. They want me to stay, but I wasn't living in Tallahassee. That was not my life. I knew it then. And I always had a passion for kids. I wanted a daycare. I wanted to work with kids. I'll just sit home and babysit. But some way, my passion found me.
Okay.
And I waited, and I tried different things, and I just playing with a lot of different things. It helped me realize that you have to wait for your time. It wasn't my time to graduate. I knew that. And upon my time waiting, I found where I needed to be.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I like that. You had to wait to find your passion. You waited to get your master's, so waited for career track. I'm reminded of a scripture that says, I waited patiently on the Lord, and he heard my cry. And so you waited, and God answered, and you're here today. So we brought you to the green room because we wanted to speak to education. It's not what it used to be. Things have changed. Times have changed. Parents have changed. Teachers have changed. Education. You all are the education guru of Jacksonville. So tell us about education, the value of an education from a parental standpoint, from a daughter standpoint, and then from an administrative standpoint.
From a parental standpoint, I push education on my kids had two options after graduation. One was not to stay at home. You cannot stay at home and get a job. You were going either in the military or you were going to college. That was it. Those were your only two options. So they all chose to go to college. I guess boot camp was not for them because I guess boot camp was at home with me. So it's boot camp. So exactly, they had already experienced boot camp. So they chose to go to college. And the thing for me was independence. I wanted to teach my children independence because I'm not taking care of grown people. That was my thing. My mindset, and I would always tell them, that's why she didn't want to come back home from school. Because she already knew. Exactly. So for my children, I wanted to teach them independence. So.
All right. The value of an education.
For me, the value of education means access. It opens doors. It allows you opportunities that without an education, you just won't have. And people feel like you don't need an education for different things, but even if you don't choose the college route, you're always going to be learning. I know I'm a lifelong learner,
yes.
But even if you do not take the college route, you have to get certifications. You have to learn how to work social media to boost your business. So you're going to continuously have to learn. So I think that for me, the value of education gives you access.
And as an educator, the students that I service, I'm a principal at a high school, so we push post-secondary education, whether it's college or career. We're always trying to open doors for our students to have a life out after graduation. So you cannot, and just like my kids, you cannot sit home and work at these jobs. You can't stay at Burger King. You can't stay at McDonald's and Taco Bell. What are you going to do? How are you going to live? How are you going to live? And how are you going to take care of family? So sometimes when you put it in that aspect, a bell goes off for kids. Oftentimes, kids see their parents struggling. Is that how you want to live? So you have to show kids a better way. So no, everybody's not cut out for college. But post-secondary education, yes, certifications, like she mentioned certifications. What are you good at? What are you interested in? So that's what we push at the high school level.
In the education arena, what kind of things or safety nets or tools are in place for young people today? I came up during a time when we had wood shop, we had home economics, we had things of that nature, business. The curriculum has changed quite a bit as far as teaching skills. How do we push post-secondary education with today's curriculum?
Well, when I came up as well, there were many more options than there is now. So we have to fight in our school, in our public school system for trades, for different trades. We do have a couple trade schools within the county, but within a comprehensive high school, we don't have as many. So we have to fight for those trades within the county. So, and we have to find the students' interest. A lot of the interest right now is the media, social media, digital media. So when we are creating programs, we have to get student input. Okay. On what we need to offer, because some of the things that we were interested in when we were in school, these kids are not interested in any longer.
And so knowing what kids are interested in is one thing. And Diamond, you're a little bit younger than your mom, of course, and a little bit closer to the student's age. How do you garner the relationship with the students to find out the things that they're interested in and find out the things that concern them so that you can give them the services and put them in the right places?
So I am the counselor. So my goal is to ensure that they're aware of different things that are available, because you don't know what you don't know. So we can't expect them to want to be astronauts because they've never seen an astronaut. We can't expect them, so providing them those tools and those resources to get further educated on the different careers that are out here. People know about doctors, people know about teachers, and things like that, but there's more careers available, and just letting them know that they're out there and that they could be anything they want to be.
And segue to anything they want to be. We all know about doctors. I know about a doctor that graduated with my son, and so I want you to tell me about my favorite up-and-coming doctor. Tell me about her.
Okay, so I have another daughter, and she's 25. She's 25. She's 25. Forget the ages of these kids nowadays. But she's 25. She just graduated in May from FSU Medical School. She, as a doctor, she lives in Miami, and she's employed with Broward Health. She's in residency now. And the day that she graduated, May 21st, she also dropped a book, I Can Be a Doctor Too, because she wanted little girls that look just like her to know that it is possible for them to be a doctor as well. So she dropped this book. Her name is Asia Rogers. It's a picture of her on the back. And she's a beautiful black doctor, family medicine, Broward Health. And you can order her book, I Can Be a Doctor Too, on Amazon.
That's phenomenal. And so, of course, doctors, that used to be one of my passions. I thought when I grew up I was going to be a cardiologist. That's a segment for another day, but it was just too much school. And so too much school, I know that she went to a lot of schools to become a doctor. How do you keep children that have already done 12 years involved and interested and motivated to pursuing additional education? What do you do as a parent to make them want to continue?
So Asia knew at the age of 8 that she wanted to be a doctor. She's the only person I know that at the age of 8, she knew her career path, because at the age of 28, I was still confused. So, but at the age of 8, she told me she wanted to be a doctor. And I was like, okay, I mean, you could do that. So when she went on and she received, in her whole high school, her career, she only received 1 B in middle school, and that B crushed her soul. It broke her soul, like Beyonce say. So that 1 B broke her soul, and so but she went on to maintain A's through high school. She was in early college. She graduated, so she went to FAMU. So we're all Rattlers. She went to FAMU. She did her 2 years, and then she decided she had money to play with, so she stayed an extra year at FAMU. And then she went on to Florida State Medical School, where they paid 60% of her tuition. Her tuition was $100,000. They paid $60,000. She only had $40,000. We only had $40,000 to pay. So, but she she was carrying on whether it was she was gonna find a way, make a way, because she knew what she wanted to do. The only thing she didn't know is what kind of doctor she wanted to be. But she went on to, like I said, the FSU Medical School. She graduated from there, like I say, in May, and here she is. She's a doctor.
So that's good for the kid that knows what they want to be. They know they want to be. What about the kid that is unsure what they want to be? How do you motivate them to continue some sort of post-secondary education? What would be the motivation, the advice you would give parents to motivate their children to just not quit and to pursue something a little bit further?
That was me.
Exactly, and you have to show them reality. Do you want to live with your mom for the rest of your life? Do you want to take care of this child for the rest of their life? So it's really hitting kids and parents with reality, having those real life conversations with the kids. What do you want to do? What are you good at? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Do you plan to be living with your parent in the next couple of years? Do you plan to have your child living with you in the next couple of years? So once you start hitting them with reality, it starts clicking, okay, well, maybe I need to do something.
Okay. Now, Diamond, you work at a school in my neighborhood, and so you get to see a lot of inner city school kids. What do you think is the biggest problem that faces young people today as far as education is concerned? What's their biggest challenge?
I feel like the biggest challenge currently, I would say maybe the lack of knowledge on different things. So if all I've been is in my neighborhood, if all I've seen are the people from my neighborhood, or if I'm first generation, I don't know about college, or I think it's too expensive, not knowing that I could apply and receive financial aid and have Pell Grants. So just the lack of knowledge and not knowing could deter a lot of our students from wanting to obtain further education because they don't know that it's possible for them too.
So as community leaders, as parents, grandmothers, pastors, just women, what can we do to make that knowledge available to the young people about their options? How can we get the word out, what's out there on the other side?
I think first reaching parents. Parents have to first be that open line of communication to where they're willing to receive information and want more for their children.
I think having mentors, because sometimes parents are not receptive. Sometimes when parents did not go to college or did not achieve certain life statuses, that they don't pass it down to their children, and oftentimes I see where parents berate their children because they want to aspire to do more or to be better than their parents. So I think sometimes when students, when kids see other successful people that look like them, just like I say, Asia made this book because she wanted little girls that looked like her to know that they can do what she did, become doctors. Sometimes when we become mentors or students in the inner city, see people and realize that. I was in Target the other day and I saw one of my students before school started back and she was like, oh, you were in Target? Oh, man, why? You were in Target? Baby, I'm real. I'm only a principal. I'm only a principal when I'm at the school, but I have a life. I'm not wearing these heels around the house.
Okay.
You know, so, but the thing is, kids don't think that social activists and doctors and principals are real people. Kids have to see that we're real people too. So sometimes they don't think that they can achieve the same statuses that successful people can achieve.
And so you said having a mentor is important. So as community members, how would we even start with mentorship for some of these students?
Sometimes just ask. Sometimes when people come to the school and I find out they do different things, let's say welding, and I know I have young men in there that want to be welders, I ask for them. Sometimes we have to take the initiative and become the mouthpiece for these kids that we know don't have these role models. So sometimes if you come in and say, hey, I'm a community activist. Oh, I know someone that wants to be a community activist. I know someone that's interested. So sometimes we have to go out and pull these people in to come in and speak to our children, because we have the children, and you all have the platform.
Okay. And so you talk about platform, and my platform definitely is about education. It's about educating women on things that are available to them, things that are available to their children, to their grandchildren. I think that for the lack of knowledge, our people have perished. Our people have been behind when we could have been ahead, and we've got to spur this kind of knowledge. And with things like that, I know that they have community programs. You all have community partners. Mm-hmm. It used to be community school. I don't know if they still do they still have community school. Okay, so we have community school. There's so many different options. Some schools have parent liaisons. Talk about some of the things that are placed in the schools and in the community as safety nets for parents to get them to where they need to be.
Well, my school is a community partnership school, and we service the community. We have a clinic there at the school that we haven't quite started servicing the community as of yet, but we service all students. Students can come get their physicals, if they in medical attention, dental, vision. We also have therapists in the school, so mental, emotional, mental health, we service that right there within the school.
Oh, that's pretty phenomenal.
And also at my school, we're partnered with a lot of community partners as well. We have a full service therapist there. We provide eyeglass screening, so a lot of our students receive free eyeglasses. Physicals, we're partnered with the high school, and they do physicals on site. So we have physicals and things available through the free clinic. So the resources are there. We have parent nights often, usually every quarter. So just getting the parents there, letting them know that these resources are available, and parents being willing to take, just knowing that they're available and take the initiative of using those resources.
Okay, so that's what the parents have to do. So I'm a business owner. I'm a community activist. I want to partner with your school. What do I do?
Email me.
Call me.
Call me.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
It's just that simple.
And that's with any school. That's not just
Right,
your school.
because that's the same way with our school as well. Just the email, phone call, come up, drop off a card. Those are ways where we've received many partnerships.
What does the school need the most in terms of partnership? What do you need from the community? What do you need partnership with?
Time.
Coming through, mentoring our students. That mostly mentoring our students and just being there. Sometimes just presence in the hallways, visibility around the school. Sometimes teachers, and when you come in and you want to volunteer, schools need volunteers because oftentimes there are lack of teachers during this time. So schools need volunteers. So sometimes you come in and just want to volunteer. We may need you in the hallway. We may need you to just watch this class for 10 minutes. We may need you in the cafeteria. And something, when the kids start seeing your face around, the kids gravitate to you because, for one, a lot of kids are not being heard at home. And if you just sit and you listen, just a little 5-7 minute conversation with those kids just makes their day. So sometimes just the visibility, just coming in, volunteering, we need you.
Well, that's major what you said. A lot of people say why they can't do something. I can't do it because I can't afford to do it, or, but the things you've just talked about is just time. It's just
not monetary.
That costs a thing.
It wasn't monetary.
Time. I know a lot of students just see their mentor in the hallway. It can change their whole day. They might have started off with a bad day in the morning, and they see someone later on that I'm like, well, I saw my mentor today, and she told me it'll be better. So just those kind of interactions and just seeing their face changes a lot of things.
So I wanted to circle back to something you said earlier, Diamond, about being a lifelong learner. Mm-hmm. And so you're current assistant principal. What's your next goal as far as learning?
I'm currently a school counselor. Next, I'm a school counselor. It's okay. We can put it in the air.
Just call it.
We'll put it in the air. We'll speak it into
it. Speaking it.
So we'll manifest. I would not be opposed to being an assistant principal, furthering to follow my mom's footsteps to be a principal. or either going the district route, just being able to pour into schools the way that currently I'm in the school, just seeing where some gaps could be bridged.
Lifelong learner, are you?
Absolutely. I started my doctorate. I'm like, oh, but dissertation, I don't want to write that paper. I'm a math girl. I'm all about numbers. I don't want to write that paper. I'm probably not going to write that paper, but that book. But the thing is, I'm always learning. Always learning. I like even in the school now, like I just said, I was a math teacher, so I'm all about numbers. Guru, but I stepped outside of my comfort zone to support the ELA department. Don't know anything about ELA, but I do have a great teacher over in the audience. But the thing is, that's the department I support because I am trying to build my knowledge there so that I can support the teachers that are teaching ELA.
Well, that's good. You know, we always, as adults and moms and community leaders, we're always pouring into others, but it's so important that we put some of those resources back in ourselves and that we're always studying and we're always evolving because the world is evolving. And I think back to the pandemic, and I'm going with this, education looking different and us doing different things and how we're moving to the virtual aspect. And we've already done it on the collegiate level. Most colleges have an online option, and so we had to do that here in the county. I just want to sound the alarm that education is so important. It starts at home. It starts at home. Right?
K through 12 is a must for anybody. I don't care what anyone says. K through 12 is a must. Anything after that is a plus.
You got the plus and the must. Well, I think we can stop it right there. K through 12 is a must. Anything else is a plus. Education is important.
Absolutely.
For the lack of knowledge, our people perish. We've got to make sure our children get a quality education. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you. It was
I
fun.
enjoyed having you. What an amazing evening we had tonight here in the green room with the education gurus. Education makes people independent. It increases knowledge, strengthens the mind, and it forms character. Above all, education enables people to find their potentials and put it to optimal use. It's a proven fact that people who lack education have trouble getting ahead in life, have worse health, and are poorer than the well-educated. Education is reform. It's a way to form the human mind. The value of a good education can mean different things. To some people, the value may mean how much they can earn. To others, it may mean the job opportunities that they will have after graduation. And for you, it could mean something different, like social benefits you may get from having an education. Learning allows us to make sense of the world around us, the world inside of us, and where we fit in that world. Education helps us get exposure to new ideas and concepts that we can use to appreciate and improve that same world around us. When we improve our education and continue to learn, we can foster new connections, increase our marketable skills, and understand people better. Just as Malcolm X once stated, education is the passport to the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. While it's safe to say that no one knows what will happen tomorrow, having an education surely won't hurt. And it's never too late, you're never too old to pursue it. And like Grandma used to say, once you get it in your head, no one can take it from you. It's me, Mischell Gee. I'm here in the green room, and I'm sounding the alarm. The wait is over.
So you've been watching the show. Would you like to be a content provider yourself and develop a show for the Inspire Network? Please give us a call today at 904-389-5592 or go to www.connecttv.info to submit a show idea.
Jacksonville, it's the Nothing But the Hits farewell tour of the Williams Brothers. November 5th at the Paxson Revival Center. With special guests, the Swanee Quintet, the Williams Singers, Keith Wonderboy Johnson, and more. Tickets $40 in advance, $50 at the door. VIP available. They're available at Eventbrite, TJ Records, or Paxson Discount Christian Bookstore. For info, call 904-813-0085.
Would you like to reach more people with your message, but it seems like you've reached the social media glass ceiling? Has it been a nightmare for you to have the content, but can't attract the right viewers? Are you frustrated because you're not getting the results that you desire? Let us give you a precise 72-hour plan that'll refocus your strategy with the Inspired Network Branding Department. We can take your business or project to the next level. For more information, give us a call.
You're watching the Inspired Network, and maybe you're watching us on social media. Immediately go to your Roku device, press Add Channel, and download us today.
Are you having trouble reaching the masses? Are you preaching messages and no one seems to be hearing you? There's only a few people on your Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Then you need the Maximizer by Chrome Media. For more information about this advanced internet connecting technology, contact us today and see how we can help you reach thousands every week within 7 days. No additional equipment is needed and no need for advanced training. Go to MaximizerNow.org or call us at 904-389-5592.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo Patterson. This is my wife, Barbara Patterson. We are the owners of Excellent Housing, LLC. Now, in this business, we are real estate investors, of which we buy and wholesale houses, and we also remodel other owner houses. If you have a house that you need to be remodeled, we'll subcontract it and bring that house into beauty. We're asking you to look on our brochure on Facebook and check us out.
And the advantage that we have being real estate investors is that we are able to repair our own homes because my husband can subcontract. And so I'm excited. So just check us out, Excellent Housing LLC. We make it happen.